Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to be joined with Ava with her movie, Look at the Stars. Let's take a look at the clip.
Μείνε. Θέλω να το δεις.
Τι κάνεις, ρε? Ρε μαλάκα, τι κάνεις?
Σειρά σου. Όταν θα είσαι 90 χρονών, τι πιστεύεις θα προτιμούσες να έχεις κάνει?
Ava, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the NewFilmmakers LA family. And thank you so much for bringing your film to us. For those that haven't seen your film, tell us the brief synopsis.
So, Look at the Stars is about an old man who, in the twilight of his life, revisits a bittersweet memory of his and reshapes it the way he would have liked to have lived it.
It's a beautiful story.
Thank
It
you.
really is. It was so nice seeing it on the big screen last night as well. And it was so incredible seeing this particular story take place in the future, kind of looking back on a time near now. Where did the inspiration come from in creating this story?
So, the inspiration for the director came after COVID. There was a lot of self-reflection of
Yeah.
what are we doing? Are we really doing the things that we want to do in life? Are we
Yeah.
where we want to be? Did we miss any chances in the past? So the movie is a love letter from our future selves to our current selves to actually go and do the things we want to do, say the things we want to say.
Yeah.
So it's a message to the audience that just go live your life the way you want to live it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you produced this film.
Yes.
It was wonderful. It was filmed back in Greece, which is amazing. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. The whole look of it was so fantastic.
Thank you.
And you had some experiences putting that together as well. How was it produced in this particular film? Because there was a few little hurdles you had in there, wasn't there?
It was great. I've been trying to get on set with the director, who's a very good friend of mine, for a while. So he came during my summer vacation in Greece and brought the script to me and said, I want to do this together. And we just got to work. We're very lucky because we have incredible friends that were willing to help us out. But it was our first film together with all the challenges that this comes. One of my best friends, a cinematographer, really helped us crew up with incredible crew that definitely had way more experience than we did doing that. But yeah, I think we were just so resourceful and so passionate about actually making this, and we had such a strict timeline that it was just all hands on deck trying to make this happen. So that was great.
I mean, it was everything from seeing this gentleman looking back on his life and experiencing that, and then this kind of silhouette into this time in his life where you just feel so much for him. And
I'm glad you do.
You really do, and I think we can't forget as well just those times and maybe how difficult it is, particularly, in his circumstances. He went on to lead a very different life, as you can kind of visualize, but how life could have been different, for for what he had experienced in his youth. You had some great actors.
Thank you.
Really good, and it looked fantastic on camera. How did you go about bringing your cast together?
The older version of our hero, that is Ionas, we went through a casting director because we really wanted somebody that can deliver this. There's such few lines and there's so much emotion in the scene that we wanted to make sure that we have someone that can deliver that. And we got Mr. Petropoulos, who's an incredible actor. He's very well known in Greece, and we're very lucky that he actually wanted to do this. He was so helpful and so much fun to have on set. So he was amazing. Same for his son, that scene, and same for his son. And then Philippos, who was his friend from the past.
Yeah.
And then our lead actor, Panagiotis Marietis, he's one of our best friends. We grew up together, went to high school together, but he's also a very talented actor. So we were very happy that we had a script that he actually fits in.
Yeah.
So we were also lucky because he was also in Greece for vacation from LA at the time.
Wow.
So
Convenient.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we went through a lot, like the director went through a lot of chemistry reads, especially for the two young actors, just to make
Yeah.
sure that it comes off the right way. And I personally feel that we got it. So.
You totally did. It was one of those moments where we're reflecting back on this moment between, you know, the two young actors, you know. It was a beautiful cinematic experience. The colors, the production design, the way it was shot was so beautiful. It was truly a love letter.
That's kudos to Evan, our cinematographer,
Yeah, tell
who
us,
brought
like-
his experience to our set. But
I
yeah.
mean, really, but like, like you really captured it. How did you work with as a producer? Like, did you kind of know how you wanted to look and the whole kind of silhouettes? And it was so beautiful. It really was a beautiful scene to watch.
I think for me as a producer, I was mostly like observing the magic between cinematographer and director together. I think Ari's like one of the most prepared directors I've seen in my life.
Did a great
like he knows
job.
exactly what he wants. Like he's so well prepared. Like he has everything planned. And I think the fact that Evan has more experience, like he just helped him like guide him through his own story. But like their synergy was incredible. And the one person said something and then the other one was like, yes, exactly that. So I feel
Yeah.
like the magic of this is that it was not like we have some friends that do movies, so let's just go do it together. It's actually people that we worked so well together.
Yeah.
And like our minds just clicked. Like
Yeah.
every thought was just put on the table and it made sense. So
Yeah.
I feel like the two of them together just knew exactly what the message that needs to be told. They knew
Yeah.
exactly how much is needed. Because, you know, it's a simple story. Like I feel like there's not in any scene more than there needs to be. But they knew exactly what needed in every scene to make that happen. And I think the most challenging part was the darkness, you know,
Yeah.
because they unplugged the lights and there's no lights. But they figured it out. So I honestly don't know how. That's
Whoa.
not my part, but I'm glad I can bring the people that know how to. So that's good.
Yeah, but you've all got magical touches that made the film what it was. And I think it's a very special film because I think if you're watching it as an audience member, you know, you can't help but self-reflect. You can't help but look at your own experiences and you can't think life is too short. We've got to go and salvage the moment. We've got to go and live life and do the best that we can. And I felt like, you know, you certainly probably got that from a lot of your audience. I want to talk about the beautiful score, the soundtrack. Like, I loved it. Like, I was like, where did that song come from? Like, it was in my head, and I was playing it in my head, and I was
Now you have to
dancing it.
learn Greek to be able to sing
I'm
to
gonna
it.
do that because the song is so good. But like, how did you bring about your score? Because I love that song. Oh my god!
I'm glad you said that because that's such a fun story that like kind of showed that the stars align, no pun intended.
Oh yeah.
Because like when we were reading that scene, like there's a Greek artist, like his artist name is Pan Pan, that like we were playing his song in our heads. We're like, wouldn't it be so cool if like that song was playing on that scene and if he said yes to play that song? And then when we got to the editing phase, like the Iris said that to our editor and he's like, oh, he's a friend of mine. So we ended up having him actually compose a song just for our
What?
movie. Yeah, and then some more beats of the score. So
That's
yeah.
amazing. So
He
you got-
liked the story, he liked the script. He was like, yeah, I'll do it. And so he did it.
That's
and
good friends, hey? Good friends in company. That's amazing.
yeah, we had like, I think that was our dream come true from the first moment. That
Well,
we
and
wanted
it's-
to just use his song and find a way to get the rights. And then he ended up writing a song just for us.
That's such a credit when someone
Yeah.
composes a song for your film. It's amazing. You know, we kind of
I'll
alluded.
translate the lyrics for you so you get
Please,
more.
or I'm going to learn my
the
Greek.
vibe of
One of the
it.
two. No, seriously, beautiful, and it really was just. It was in my head, and I thought it was a brilliant song you had there as well. Looking back on making this, you know, both as a producer, but what's the? I mean, I'm sure it's one of those films that you can't help but like come out feeling something. And I'm just curious from, you know, knowing from the director and from the writing perspective, like, what did you hope as a team for your audience to kind of experience from your film?
I feel that this bittersweet feeling that you feel at the end of it, because, you know, there's the whole aspect that he's giving this advice to his son. So he's showing this message to his own son, like, which is like a very bizarre thing to do because, like, if he had lived the life he would have wanted to, the son wouldn't exist. So I think the power of this message just makes the whole movie there is a bittersweet feeling. So, like, one is this, that, like, will you come out of the theater? But the next one is no, you know, like what you said before, that the time is now. And I think often we feel that we miss on opportunities and then that's it, you know, like I should have done this until I'm 25 or until I'm 35 and then there's no more time to do it. But as long as you're alive, there's time to do it. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
true.
whole point. If you thought you were going to be a successful filmmaker by 25 because some kid star did it and then you didn't, it doesn't matter because you can still do
Absolutely.
it at 35 or 45 or 55 or
Yeah.
literally as long as you're alive and healthy, you can do whatever you want to do. So
100%.
we hope that everybody came out with a bit of, you know, like go back on their to-do list and say, I can actually still do this.
Yeah,
You know?
no,
Like
absolutely.
if that's the one key message that everybody got, then that's a success.
Yeah, inspiring generations right there. So what is next for you? What's next?
So Addis has told me that he's writing a new short as a proof of concept for a feature. I haven't read it
great.
yet, but it's
Yeah.
meant to be a sci-fi film that explores themes of power and oppression. So I guess very current as well.
Yes.
Explores the message of like how far do the end justifies the, like the goal justifies the means.
Yeah.
So
Are
I'm
you- are
excited.
you
I
working
haven't read
together?
it.
Are you going to be working together, you think?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, right? Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's like if once you find this director producer click.
Yeah. you
Like,
have
and
to.
I feel like neither of us is like a yes person. So it's not like we're just saying yes to each other to please each other. I feel like we both agree, but like also elevate each other's opinions.
Yeah.
And it was just, he was a friend of mine that was a challenge, but like it went so well that like, I hope he works with me for the rest of his life after he
yeah.
becomes big and famous and all that.
Yeah, but you complement each other through your work, and I think that's such a great when you find that person, that team, that person you want to work with. So, well, I'm very excited for that as being
Thank
your
you.
next project. And I'm just curious, as a filmmaker thus far, a lot of filmmakers out there are like, how do you do this? Like, how do you cope? What is, and I'm just curious for you as a filmmaker, what kind of advice would you have to share to our filmmaking audience and what you go by as a creative artist, as a producer, from your perspective?
I think just keep swimming,
Ooh, yeah.
because especially coming to LA, it's so overwhelming because you're like, maybe in Greece, you're like 1 out of 200, but here you're 1 out of 2 million.
Yeah.
And I think if you really want this and you know that this is really what you want to do in life, just keep doing it. Just keep meeting people. Just keep saying yes, even to stuff that seem completely unrelated to what you want to do. And eventually, you just have to be once at the right place at the right time. I haven't
Yeah.
been at that place yet.
Hey,
But I can
you're on
see
the way.
things. I think once it starts, it's
Yeah.
a snowball. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying
Yeah.
everybody's going to win an Academy Award, but I feel like as long as you can make a living out of being a filmmaker, that's a success.
That's so true. I love that concept of just keep swimming as well. Well, you're doing, fantastic for the obviously the work that you've done here in Los Angeles. I also am selfishly want more work in Greece too, because it was so nice to see a film in Greece, especially here at NewFilmmakers LA. But I know you're well traveling, so best wishes on your travel. But
Thank you.
We're looking forward to seeing your next project together. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. But thank you for Look at the Stars.
Thank you so much for your time and for the festival.
Thank you, everybody.